friends. Right, prep update. 22 weeks out, another pound down on the scale, really nice spot with that. Training this week has been decent. Had PRs all over the place, which is a bit unexpected because now I have 2 low days a week and one of those low days is on lower body day. So I thought my hack squats were gonna completely fall apart, but actually they were alright in the end. So not bad overall, can't complain. I do think probably there'll be another push coming soon because we still want to try and get a lot of stuff off before we hit the 20-week mark, I suspect. We'll see how it all goes, to be honest. It doesn't really matter. For now, it's one of those box ticking exercises every day. Make sure I do the necessities and get cardio, get steps done. But right now, I have to go and do a little training session in a new gym, which would be good. And then getting coffee with a couple of, a WNBF pro and I think soon to be. So after what was a lovely coffee with another coach, it really got me talking about and thinking about what the difference is between bodybuilding prep and just dieting. In other words, contest prep 101. But not in terms of a training thing, we can talk about that in another vlog. Not in terms of necessarily the details of the dieting, we can definitely dig into that in another vlog. More so from a mindset and strategic perspective. I think anyone who's not done a contest prep before is going to struggle with how on it is. There is no off. It's not like when you're just dieting to lose a few kilos. It's not like when you're training just to maintain, look and feel a bit better. We're now doing everything to the nth degree. We're trying to get every percent point possible. And with that becomes way less room for error. You'd almost argue no room for error. So it's in those times where normally you could justify skipping a workout, you could justify going out and having a meal off plan. That's not going to be an option in contest prep. And I think I can break this down into 3 main criteria. Number 1, it's the job. You now have to do this to get to the goal that you want, which is to step on stage, looking your best, and win some silverware. And that's really what it's going to come down to. You are going to have to show up every day and tick those non-negotiables in terms of hitting your calories, hitting your protein, and hitting your workouts, whether that's cardio, lifting, or both. But that's also going to mean doing the things on the outside of the gym as well, making sure you complete your steps. You'll have posing to do at least 3 times a week, making sure that gets done. All these things now don't become things you do as a hobby. These are now things you will really have to zoom in and dedicate time for. Point number 2, from a dieting perspective, many people will have come across from being used to maybe if it fits your macros or maybe just like a calories and protein type setup for their diet. That might not be the case in contest prep. You will have protein, carbs and fat targets to hit, which will obviously give you a calorie target, but probably and certainly the closer to stage you get, you might actually be on somewhat of a meal plan with set foods at set times of the day, which actually has a 2-fold benefit. 1, from a competitor standpoint, it actually takes the decision fatigue out of your day-to-day meals. Knowing that you have these meals, you've got to go to the supermarket and buy these foods. When you're tired, when you're exhausted and you're hungry at the back end of prep, a meal plan is actually a bit of a savior because you just don't even have to think anymore. You don't have to play macro Tetris. You don't have to try and fit everything in. It all just works. But also, from a coaching standpoint, if you're eating very consistent foods every single day, the way your body shows up in your check-ins is more predictable, the fat loss is more obvious, and when it comes to doing things like peak week, you can, as a coach, have more of an idea of how someone's going to respond to certain meals. And point number 3 is really in how hard you're going to have to push. Realistically, if you're just dieting down to lose some kilos for a holiday or just to tidy up before you push on another set of muscle, once things get uncomfortable, hunger starts coming up and gym performance really starts tanking, you can justify having some more refeed days or taking a diet break or something like that. When you've got a set date and a set time frame, right now I'm 22 weeks out, there's no room for, let's just take the foot off the gas and let's recover. You will need to be prepared to push through some uncomfortable hunger, lack of performance, and sometimes just straight up lethargy that you would normally not expect to have to push through. But that's just the nature of the game. Now that probably sounds like all doom and gloom. I hope it's not, because actually the sport is so rewarding. Getting on stage is amazing. I love competition days. I love competition weekends. The whole thing is brilliant. But if you haven't done it before, it's worth having just a small sense of what's coming up for you and the difference in how your coach might react to things that normally they might have let slide that now need to be dialed in. Screws need to be tightened from day one. So I hope that helps. 22 weeks out for me. Very, very happy. Going to finish off the week with a push workout, and really, it's been a very good week. I just hope that I can get a little bit more scale weight off before Monday, just to make sure that I can keep with that 1 pound per week. You see, I'm close. I just need another maybe 300 grams or something like that, but not worried. Stick to the plan, keep hitting the macros, keep doing all the things I'm supposed to do. I'm sure that'll come off. Anyway, I hope that vlog helps. Next week, I really want to delve into training and how that changes or doesn't change around contest prep, but I'll catch you next week.